Good morning, everyone. How are you all?
গুড মর্নিং ম্যাম। ভালো আছি মিস, আপনি কেমন আছেন?
I'm fine. So participants are coming. Let's wait 1 or 2 minutes and then we start our class. All of you give your attendance in the chat box. All of you give your attendance in the chat box, and during class you have any question or any query, you just unmute yourself and ask question. Don't raise your hand, just directly unmute yourself and raise question. And also whenever I am asking question, give me some feedback, okay? Either yes or no. If you have problem, say that, or if you don't have any problem, just say no. At least say something so that I can proceed further. Okay, our learning topic is statistics. So let's just start our class. Our whatever I have learned last time, that was the topics of measure of central tendency. Today we are going to learn a new topics of measure of dispersion. Let's just start our class. Okay, today's topic is measure of dispersion, and you all know what is measure of dispersion. You just don't know that dispersion means that. Dispersion means something variation measures. I mean, you have to find the variance or standard deviation or mean variance. So this kind of thing, all combination names as measure of dispersion, and this is very useful tools to find the competency or which one is good to know from any properties. Suppose that we have two kinds of batsmen, and this is their capability. One kind of batsman has these kinds of activities for data, and if we collect data for 4 days, the batman one has this kind of capability and batman two have this kind of capability. Although their mean is similar, so their mean is similar, so we can just use any kind of variation to say that which one is more consistent. Since their mean is similar, using our known measure of central tendency, we can find any difference. So we need something more formulas to find accurate result, that which one will be better for us. So that's why some other measures came, and this is measure of dispersion. We're going to learn this. Okay, there is up to till now five kinds of dispersion occurs. The first one is range. I mean, we calculate the range from the highest possibility or highest marks and lowest quantity, and we take the range. This is not very useful. And then the second came that the interquartile range or quartile deviation. In the last class we have calculate quartiles, okay, q1, q2, q3. These two means subtraction of q1 and q3. I mean, we have to find out the Q1 and Q2 and Q3, and then we subtract Q3 and Q1, that we will give this range. This is also not so useful, so we are going to skip 1 and 2, and we are going to learn 3, 4 and 5, which is our main concern and which is our well-known formulas to, and you already have a very similar familiarity of this one. So we are going to learn mean deviation, variance and standard deviation. So let's start with mean deviation. What is mean deviation? Basically, for these types of part, our written definition is not useful. Let's just see that what is mean deviation say. Mean deviation say we have to calculate the mean first. At least we have to calculate the mean, and then from each value of the data you have to subtract the mean, and then you have to add those data and divide by whole summation. Let's just see an example. This is for ungrouped data. Say that in the first example, this example, if we calculate the mean deviance of first Batman, what will be the mean deviance? We know that the mean is you have to add this whole data and divide by 4, then you will get a mean. So as for mean deviance, you have to subtract each data with this mean. 49 minus 52, you will get 3. 50 minus 52, you will get 2. This modulus sign will give always positive result. This modulus sign will always give a positive result. So after all the subtraction, you will just add those, and then you will divide by 4, and you will get a number. And if you calculate for the second Batman, I didn't calculate here, you will get a different number. So you, from that perspective, you can say that which value is larger, you can say that Batman is better in quality. So try this one at home, because it's not so difficult. We are going to use mainly these formulas. These formulas is our main formulas, because most of the data will be grouped data. Group data means this kind of data. Okay, you have some range and some frequency. You have some range and some frequency. For this range, some frequency. This kind of data is known as group data. And for these types of data, we are going to use this formula. So let's just see an example on the board. This data was given for a sales company, and that their sale is this and their frequency is this for these types of range. So if we need to calculate the mean, what is the formula? Formula for mean calculation is mean deviation. Mean deviation is okay. This is our formula for mean deviation. So you need mean, and you also need xi. we already have fi in the frequency table, in the frequency line. So we just need mean and xi. Means we know how to find a mean for any group data. We are going to use that data, and first we need to find out what is xi, and we always know that for this kind of data xi is the mean value. So any mean value of this range is our xi. So if this is mean is 15, this is 25. This is our xi. So we just need the normal mean. If we get this normal mean, then we are able to find out what is our mean deviation. So for calculating mean, you already know you have to add this whole data, and this you have to multiply with this one and this one, and then you have to add, I mean, fi xi, and you have to calculate fi and xi. Here will be one fi xi. Then after summation, you will get a summation of xi fi, and after that you just divide with this n. You will get a mean of this. So I'm not going to calculate the mean because you already know how to calculate the mean from last class. So I'm just writing here the mean is here mean is going to be 33. Okay, so we get the mean, so we just need to subtract it, then multiply with fi. So we need another 2 line. At first we're going to subtract this one with this all, and then we are going to multiply with fi. So subtracting, since we are always getting positive number because of this absolute value, so just subtract 33 minus 15 is going to be 18. 33 minus 55 is going to be 8. 33 minus 35 is 2. 33 45 is 12. 33 55 is going to be 22. So after that you have to multiply with this one, with this one, this one, with this one, this one. Yes, this one with this one, this one with this one. So if it's just multiply it, it's going to be 18 into 3, 54. 6 into 8, 48. 2 into 11, 22. 3 into 13, 36. And 2 into 12, 44. After that, we are going to get the summation. This part will be here. The board is too small to write statistics. Okay, so we get the summation. So after that we just calculate the mean deviation, and the formula for mean deviation is which will be the answer, which is 8.16. Okay, this is our mean deviation. Any problem to find the mean deviation? Any problem? If you have any problem, you can say right now, because we are going to the next topics. How to find let's see. Okay, there's the whole picture of the data. You have these cells and this frequency. At first you will take the mid value for each range. After that you need the arithmetic mean x bar, because in the formula there is a arithmetic mean. So use the previous formula to find the arithmetic mean, and after that you just have to subtract it for each mid value, and then you will just multiply with this with the frequency line, and then you just need to add this 54, 48, 22, 36 and 44. After adding this all you get 204, and the formula is summation of fi xi modulus of xi minus x bar divided by n. This n is our total frequency, this is our total frequency, and you just have to divide it, and then you will get the result 8.16. So this is a formula, and the calculation of this mean is very easy. So let's just go to the next part. What is variance? Variance is basically the average of any given value from their arithmetic mean. I mean, you have to find the arithmetic mean, and then if you take the value from those from the given value with the subtraction with arithmetic mean, you will get a value, and after that value is square, and if you sum it and get the average, then you will get a variance. Variance is basically average of square of a given value, which is the subtraction from given value minus and arithmetic mean. I mean summation of average of square of this quantity xi minus x bar. This is the same as similar. This is for ungrouped data. I mean, if you don't have any range type of problem, then you use this data, these types of problem. Here we directly have xi. I mean, we only have some data 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 for 10 data. So for this case, we'll just directly and write it as a xi. If the data is 20, 30 or 40, then we can't do the thing like this. We have to make them as a group data. I have shown in last 2 or 3 class for those types of problem. So I know you know this. This is for ungrouped data. So this is for group data. If we have a group data, basically we have a frequency, and we'll just add the frequency in the summation. Okay, you just have to multiply the frequency in the summation table. For the same problem, let's just see in the board for the same problem. What was it? 3, 6. Okay, for the same problem, we're going to find the mean variance. So we have already calculated our x bar is 33. You are going to calculate this at first before writing down this table. So you need to calculate this. So you just need to subtract this. after that you just multiply it. So here will be the summation of fi xi minus x bar whole square, which will be 2800. Okay. So so our formula for variance, and variance always is known and denoted as sigma square. Variance always denoted as sigma square. Okay. Sigma is big letter sigma, its square is known as variance. So the formula for variance is equal to and if we divide this with 25, we're going to get this one. So for the same value, we have calculated the variance, and it's very similar and very easy. So I'm sure you get all of this. If you have any problem, you can just ask. I'm just going to the next one, because all the problems from these topics can be done from the same math. So I am just using the same math, and this is the calculation I have done in the slide. All the things are done in the table, or you have to make the table very nicely in the script. So you have to take this mid value, and the frequency will be given, and this arithmetic mean I'm showing it in the table, but you don't need to show it in the table. You can just calculate it before writing down the table, so that you don't need to make any space for that. So after that, you just need to subtract this one, and then you're going to multiply with fi, subtract, and then square. Okay, there is two kind of thing in the same line. You have to subtract it and then square it, and after that, in each square case, you have to multiply with fi. And if you take this whole summation, it will going to be 2800. And after for the variance formula, you just divide it with the n, you will get the variance, which is 112. So this is the case of variance. This is the formula for variance for group data, and this will be your main formula. And for ungrouped data, I mean, if we have 4 or 5 data, or at most 10 data like this, you will use this data. I mean, directly, you don't need any frequency. You can directly subtract it and then square it, and then add it, and then divide by whole number 10. So any question up to this part? Yes or no?
No, miss.
Okay, thank you. So this is the next part, standard deviation. We I don't know you know or not, but standard deviation is the square root of variance. So if we can calculate the variance, we can calculate the standard deviation. So standard deviation is the square root of variance. If the variance is sigma square, then standard deviation is sigma, or we can write it as a SD. So if we have any term SD in statistics, that means standard deviation. It occurs so many times that sometimes we write it just ST. If you see SD in anywhere, then it will be standard deviation. So it's basically square root of variance. So for I have already shown how to calculate the variance. So for this problem, just it was a variance, so standard deviation. It's 10.5 approximately. So this is the standard deviation of this problem. Okay. Basically, why do we need all of this? That's the most important question. We have there is only one sales company's information here. Okay, here is only one sales company's information. Suppose you are working in a company and you need to calculate the sale of a particular software. So, or you wanted to buy a particular software from a company, so you have different options, 2 or 3 options. So you see that their sales is yearly something like this. So you took the sample from 3 companies and make their standard deviation or variance for 3 different companies. You will get 3 standard deviation and 3 variance. Either you can find variance or either you can find standard deviation. Then you compare it. One will be greater value, another will be smaller value, and another will be in the middle value. So the best value you got have the most credentiality or most reliability. So you can use that one. So there is another way to find out this, or another formula, or another approach, not another formula, another approach besides this standard deviation or variance. This is this one, coefficient of variance. This is one of the not important, so, but one of the useful. Okay, one of the useful or most accurate thing. That means we're going to find the percentage of the accuracy. That's the case of this one. We always know whenever we're multiplying with 100, that means we are going a percentage. Coefficient of variance means we have a standard deviation. We are going to divide this with our arithmetic mean. These two you are going to find it in the table. You don't need to calculate differently. So at first you have to calculate the standard deviation, I mean your variance. You have to calculate the variance, and to calculate the variance you already got the arithmetic mean. So divide it and then multiply with 100. So you will get a percentage, which is be something like this. You get that you have take a statistics of height and weight of 150 children. Okay, and you get that their mean, arithmetic mean is 40, and their height, their arithmetic mean is 40, and their standard deviation is 5. So their coefficient of variation will be 12.5%. And as for weight, their mean weight is 10 kg and their standard deviation is 2 kg, and if you take the coefficient of variance, it will be 20%. So the question was, which one is more variable for children, height or weight? I mean, which one is causing more vulnerability, মানে কোনটা বেশি দ্রুত হচ্ছে বা র্যাপিডলি কোনটা হচ্ছে বা র্যাপিডলি ভ্যারি করতেছে, কোনটা তাড়াতাড়ি বাড়তেছে, ওজন অথবা হাইট, কোনটা তাড়াতাড়ি হচ্ছে? এই জিনিসটা যদি আমি এখানে কনসিডার করি, আমার এখানে মোর কোএফিশিয়েন্ট অফ ভেরিয়েবল হচ্ছে 20. সো in this example, weight is more variability, খুব তাড়াতাড়ি rapidly variable হচ্ছে. So another example I have given here, this is for blood pressure of a group of patient. Here the average and standard deviation I have shown already, but for the problem you have to find those. Okay, if we give problems, you have to find those average and standard deviation, then you have to calculate the coefficient of variance. So for a blood pressure of, if we calculate blood pressure for a group of patients, their systolic pressure and diastolic pressure, we have found that for average 130 and the standard deviation is 15%, and for diastolic its average is 60 and standard deviation is 8. So if we take coefficient of variance, you will get a overview. I mean, whenever we get the idea of percentage, we can easily give a answer of this. I mean, 20% of 20% sale, this gives us a overview of the whole amount, how much we are going to get a discount. So similar from this one, how many percentage you are showing is a clear view of what we are going to give a result from this case. So for this, from average you're seeing 130 and seeing 60. From standard deviation you are seeing 15 and 8. So basically you are not able to say anything directly, you have to give a huge explanation for this one. So but if you use the coefficient of variance, you see that 11.1% and see that 13.3%. So you can say that 13.3% is bigger size, so it's more variable, so it's giving more attention. You need to give more attention in this case. So this those patients has a problem in this types of problem. That's the medical scenario. There is too many problem. I'm not sharing anything here. So any question? I'm not going to give anything new today because this is a new topic, measure of dispersion, and dispersion is up to there. So if I have any question, we are going to review it. Any questions? Tanzim Sakib.
Yes, ma'am.
Tanzim Sakib, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand today's topics?
Yes, ma'am.
Any problem you feel or occurred in your mind?
No, ma'am.
Thank you. Samir Hassan, why don't you have any speaker? Are you in PC? Noreen,
Yes, ma'am.
did you understand today's topics?
Yes, ma'am.
Was it difficult to learn in the board?
No, ma'am. It was good.
So it's better than slide presentation,
Yes, ma'am. Board is
because whenever we're going to the complex variable, we're going to the board only, we're not going to the slide. Statistics is very lengthy, that's why I'm using to slide by slide. But when you're going to learn complex, we're not going to learn anything from the slide, we're using whole board for those case. Although I'll share the slide, but we'll learn from whole thing in the board. So if you don't have any problem, if you don't have any problem, can we finish this class?
Yes, ma'am.
So just since I'm finishing 5 minutes earlier, don't sleep. You can use these 5 minutes and to see the overview of today's lecture. I have already shared the slides, I have shared the PDF file for this lecture in the MST website. I think you already had it. This is given 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago. I have provided it in the MST website. So just take a look on that. And after that, I'll share this slide also. Also, the video will be uploaded. So in our next class is in the next week. See you then. And hopefully you all will be stay healthy and stay quarantined. So everyone, goodbye and stay well.
Assalamu alaikum.